Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my review. Today I'll be going over the Casio G-Shock MTG-1500B. This is a black model. I had to get this as an import, and as you'll notice, the imported watches that I reviewed tend to come in a black box with the silver G-Shock logo on the top. Pretty plain. Instruction manuals come in Japanese only. And the inner box has the leatherette design to it. When you open it up, it's got a little string that'll hold it up here, so this way if you wanted to display the watch you can. And it comes on a white pillow. Now this is a similar watch to a degree size-wise to the MTG-1000 I did last year. The difference between this one is obviously the color is completely black, or more like a gunmetal. It's stainless steel with a PVD finish on it. 2 resin bits on the clasp. They even did the case back in black. The adjustment is pin and collar, but the nice change that they did with this one as well was they put the collars in the center links as opposed to the ends, so it's much easier to adjust the links if you needed to. And in the normal MTG series that you'll find on the stainless steel finish, you're going to see resin bits installed within the inner links, and instead of doing that they just did all stainless steel and just put a pattern on the inner links instead here. But where the MTG, the metal twisted G, comes from, if you will, is a stainless steel bottom, a stainless steel top, and it sandwiches resin in between. And the resin on the buttons as well. And then a bezel circle or bezel ring as well. So it's a very sharp watch. It's a dark gray display. You've got 4 buttons around the corners. On the top of the bezel, you're going to notice 4 symmetrical screws. And on the top of the display you have the day of the week. On the bottom here you have the month and the seconds, and those could be changed if you'd like, which I'll get into in a moment. The subdial on the 9 o'clock side over here is the modes. The right subdial is for the stopwatch, and you have a little subdial up here for the alarm indicators. And if you press the button over here, you could change the display. So if you wanted to just put the time in there, you could do that. You could change it to the world time. You could change it to the date with the seconds constantly ticking off. And it's a very functional watch, and the thing that I appreciate about the MTG lineup in general is these have got to be the most functional analog watches that I've seen. And I like the fact that this adds to digital display in there as well. So top left button is for setting. Bottom left is for the mode. You have the EL light on the top right, and a function change, which, like I said, it does the display on the main time area, and it changes the world times, and helps you make the adjustments that you need. So it's like a functional hand, if you will. And what's pretty cool, you're not going to see it too well here, but there's an EL light. So it doesn't light up the display like you would on a normal digital. However, when you light this up, you can see the time at night, which is all I was looking for. And I got to say, if you're interested in the MTG line, or I'm sorry, the MRG line, the 7500 or the 8000, those come in at $1,500 to $2,000, and you have to import those directly from Japan. They're very pricey watches, particularly for a G-Shock. I mean, they put a lot of quality and effort into those watches. I'm not taking anything away from them, but I would look at this as like a really good alternative or substitute if you're looking for that type of a watch. These come in much cheaper, and again, they're more functional in most cases than a lot of the MRGs that are out there. Okay, and getting into the functions of the watch, like I said, this is a very functional watch. You press the mode button and you'll notice that the 9 o'clock subdial moves over to world time, and on the world time mode, you just press that little function button that I was talking about earlier, and it brings you from one time zone to the next. Gives you 48 cities and 29 different time zones. And if you press the setting button, it'll give you the date in that particular time zone. So for instance, if I'm doing this at night, it's tomorrow in China or tomorrow in Japan. So it'll give you that date there. Second mode is the stopwatch. It's a 24-hour stopwatch. So you press the function button over here, and you'll notice that the 3 o'clock subdial takes off on the seconds. And if you wanted to reset it, you just press the setting button and it brings it down to 0. You have the 60-minute countdown timer, and it also repeats. So you just press the function button, counts down the time when you want to stop it, and then you can zero it out or bring it back to the setting that you wanted to count down from. And of course your alarms. You have the 4 standard alarms, and there's a snooze alarm as well as an hourly time signal on this watch. And that's it. So like I said, it's a functional watch. It's a very attractive watch as far as wrist shot. It's a very comfortable watch. Whereas a little bit high on the wrist because of that resin bezel ring, but not uncomfortably so. I mean, I could wear a normal shirt with a button-down shirt and it'll be able to stay underneath it without a problem. Of course, it's tough solar. It offers power save, and it's got atomic timekeeping in 6 different towers throughout the world. So, as always, I want to thank you very much for checking out my review. If you wanted to look up the module number, I forgot to give this to you at the beginning. It's module number 5055. Google's actually done pretty good with putting these up there on a search engine. So if you put in Casio 5055, you'll be able to read the instructions on it and learn about the features yourself. So thanks again for checking out my review, and have a great day.